is happening in the world?
Did you watch that Out of Time music video?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. It's got my babes in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had Squid Bay in it.
Yeah. Which was a bonus.
Yeah. Jim Carrey as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Who's apparently retiring. Who's apparently retiring.
Oh, I swear.
That's what he said from acting. He said like
Just
after
Weeknd
Sonic.
music videos.
Yeah.
After Sonic is
Sonic.
his last movie. It's hating. It's like, I don't want to. Oh, there's a shot, by the way. It's like, I want to hear from Aron. I'm sick of his
opinions
input.
are fucking trash. Mid.
No rate. Oh, I didn't do the ASMR. I'm sorry. Sorry to our ASMR fan base.
Just one podcast we should just, you know them YouTube videos where it's just they're just eating bare fried chicken by the mic.
Mukbang. Is it mukbang?
Just the ASMR food videos where it's
Yeah.
and they like emphasize the crunch and that. It's like,
Yeah, when they're eating like squid and stuff like that.
Alright, episode 5. Let's get it.
The podcast strikes back.
Consistency. The numbers are flying now.
I was gonna say.
The rhythm's there.
All Aaron had to do was retweet the link. That's it. His
That
fans
gave us
went,
enough clout.
Yeah, no. So we're going back to the bit looser this episode. We don't really have an overall theme. We're just kind of gonna jump around a bit, see where it leads us.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Don't Start a Podcast. By the way, I'm Ben.
I'm Aron.
And yeah, sit back and enjoy the journey we take you on. The wind is back. I don't know why.
Weather.
Any non-UK listeners are going to think that the UK is like just mad weather all the time.
I mean, I guess it kind of is, isn't it? It gets sun and then...
I feel like it's like bland weather all the time normally. You know, it's not normal where you're like, oh man, yeah, the wind was fucking crazy yesterday.
But it's like the shifts between a heat wave. We literally had a heat wave, then snow.
Yeah, literally back to back.
And that's a consistent thing. So, yeah.
Climate change. So yeah, how's your week been? I haven't seen. I can't remember when I last saw it. Over the weekend, isn't it?
Not too bad, to be fair. Just standard.
Good.
Standard. What about you?
Yeah, not bad. Have I seen you since I saw Emotional Oranges? I have. Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't seen them though. Yeah, it's funny. Like every time I see live music now, I'm like, oh man, I really did like miss live performances.
So silent boys.
Yeah. I've not been Electric Brixton, but it's like a really nice venue.
Didn't we not go for Black?
No, it was meant to be, then it got upgraded. I think that was the one where we went Heaven.
No, the first time we saw Black. Very first time.
No, that was Electric Ballroom, which is in Camden.
The other electric venue.
Yeah. I was going to say, because and we've seen Roy Wood's Electric Ballroom as well.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I think Black was Electric Ballroom, yeah. Because I remember that got upgraded from like the Jazz Cafe or something, which is also in Camden. Yeah, but it's a nice venue. It's like really... It's like 2 levels almost, but like there's only like 4 steps between the levels.
Oh, really?
So you can just like stand at the back where there's like a bar and seats and stuff, or you can like be down. And even if you're quite far back in like the pit, I guess, it's literally like the size of like maybe this room to the stage. Like it's just a really, maybe a tiny bit bigger, but it's just a really like nice intimate venue.
Is it bigger than Electric Ballroom?
I haven't been to Electric Ballroom in ages. I really can't remember.
Because that was literally like a club.
Yeah,
dance floor.
I think it.
Stage.
I think it might be around the same size. I'm not sure. I think it could have more people because there's like a whole proper upstairs at Electric Brixton, whereas at Electric Ballroom, I don't remember that.
Ballroom was literally, I remember it was literally like a club dance floor.
Yeah.
Because it is a club, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
A bit like XOYO.
Yeah,
but that was even
and
smaller.
Heaven.
Yeah, although Heaven's like a big club, I think.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah,
because it looked like because obviously I think Black's the only guy we've seen there, right? I don't think we've seen.
What, Electric Ballroom?
No, at Heaven. So it's not like super clear in my brain.
Obviously, you're there every Friday.
Yeah, of course. But as a venue, I have my memories of it are just vibing out.
But I feel like with just from our experiences with like gigs and that, the smaller venues are always better. It's just when they're more intimate. Number one, you know everyone there is a proper fan.
Yeah, 100%.
So everyone there is like religiously reciting the lyrics, stuff like that. Whereas I know when I've been O2 a few times, especially for like the Weeknd, where it's so big, you just get you get a lot of fans who just like the big songs. Like,
they're
like
there
the
for
Hills
that album.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like when we saw Weeknd, it was for Starboy, so it's like all the Starboy songs. Everyone was like, When
then House of Balloons came on, and everyone
literally. They were like, is this the one with Wicked Games? I know Wicked Games.
Because like first time we saw Black, like back then I didn't really know Black that well, but I remember like the vibe there was like
that was
top tier. Everyone knew the lyrics, just the music. You just feel it in your chest.
Yeah, literally.
It's just so close
because
where you are.
It's one of those where I feel like an intimate venue can like, even if you don't know the artist that well, it can like make you a fan.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think I'd ever have that where like I go to the O2 and leave like, oh man, they were like sick. Let me go listen to, just because you're that bit more disconnected from them.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you're in that close, and like you said, you like really feel it. You're like, oh man, this, like even with artists, I like Emotional Oranges, but some of their songs that I'm not even that big a fan of, after hearing them live, I was like, oh man, like let me go home and put that in the playlist, sort of thing.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just the crowd is always better at the smaller venues.
I was gonna say, because if you're in like the wrong place, a bigger venue or a festival, especially where it's not like the core fans, it's just sort of the people that are like,
I like him.
You can sort of feel a bit disconnected where the music's blasting, you're having a good time, then you look around and everyone's just kind of standing there
The one exception I thought was when we saw Drake at the O2, because I don't know, like just everyone knew like Drake was a vibe,
but
everyone seated was just
I think Drake like doesn't, because like everyone knows Drake, you know what I mean,
he's a cheat code.
Like he was doing like what 6 nights there.
I think it was 9.
Wasn't it
nights.
6 and it got expanded to 9, like, and I don't know, like I feel with Drake it's just one of them things where that was when he announced the Top Boy stuff. He was bringing out like so many UK artists. He brought out J. Cole when we were there. Like even if you're like, I like Drake, he's all right. With him, he has so much music, he's only going to play the bangers anyway. Yeah, as well. Like true. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to be like, oh man.
But I guess then that's kind of what the Weeknd sort of be like now.
Yeah,
so at the time of Starboy, really you had like 2 albums of like content.
I was gonna say, I feel like it was when he was kind of split, where it's like you had Pop Weeknd and like Old Weeknd.
Yeah.
Whereas now he's kind of fused them back into one.
And I feel like he has enough hits to just make up most of the set.
Yeah, 100%.
But I wonder what that would be like, because obviously he's doing like stadium tours now. So, and that's like the O2's what, like 18,000?
I think so.
Whereas like the stadium tours are gonna be like 60,000 plus.
Yeah.
So I wonder what that's gonna be like.
Well, and I wonder who he'll bring with him. You know what I mean? Because obviously he's doing Doja overseas.
That's a good point. Who would you take as a special guest who like relates to the Weeknd?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and they need to be like a big, like Doja Cat is like a pop star. Like she has it needs to be someone with a draw. You know what I mean? It's a bit like, I know he dropped out, but originally when Rihanna was doing her stadium tour, he was her
the backup.
Yeah, and that was around Beauty. So like, you know what I mean? They're not the same level, but they have a draw.
They can hold
like, it's like
they will sell tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Someone will go, ooh, I wasn't sure about just this one artist, but together, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
Well, last time he came, he brought Uzi and Bryson.
Yeah.
Last tour Weeknd did at O2.
Yeah. God, that was forever ago. And then on the US one, he had Ray Shrimmered, Belly and Black.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking hard lineup.
Lineup, yeah. I feel like both were hard.
Yeah, honestly.
Like Bryson and Uzi.
Yeah, because that was before Bryson had even dropped the second album.
Yeah, and
So
it's just
it was
before
like-
Uzi blew up.
Yeah, literally
Literally
EXO Tour Life dropped.
Just dropped, yeah.
On that tour.
Yeah,
Like, he was
yeah.
on tour. You know, I don't know who you... I remember I saw the leak... Weeknd shut it down, but the leaks were saying, like, it was going to be him and Post Malone, which, you know, I would take,
That is quite good, but...
Is Post Malone too...
Yeah.
I don't know, because Doja Cat, like, is huge now, so I don't know.
But Post is big over here. Like,
But I suppose that's where it's overseas, because you know in the US, Canada, you're going to get the draw because it's like them. Whereas I feel like overseas, you want that guarantee of like, I need to be able to sell the stadium overseas.
Because that's what I keep forgetting. It's a stadium tour. Like,
Yeah.
this is like triple the size of the O2, which is like
literally.
usually unless you're like an Adele or an Ed Sheeran, like, you know, people that just everyone knows
Ed
their
Sheeran's
songs.
doing like what 4, 5, 6 nights at Wembley,
Wembley,
something
yeah.
ridiculous.
And like, unless you're them, not many artists can sell out those venues. Just
And
'cause
they
of the
are
size.
UK artists.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like they're, you know, whoever overseas. You know, I feel like it because it's they can, maybe it's also a ticket price thing. Like maybe they can charge slightly less because they're not paying for like, I've come overseas, I've brought all my equipment, my people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because did you see that Ye's been pulled off Coachella and now it's Weeknd
Now it's
with
Weeknd.
Swedish House
Yeah.
Mafia. I wonder if he'd do that over here, where it's like him ex Swedish House Mafia. or
Maybe. I mean, they are like big in that
something. They're big. But
scene. You know, I mean, obviously it's not really a scene we're in musically. Neither of us are that into like house.
yeah, but the thing with Swedish House
Music.
Mafia is like before Dawn FM, they were like ghosting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
they
thought
haven't dropped in a while.
they're like retired or something. Because I remember them like back when we were at school, like
Yeah,
Swedish House
but
Mafia.
since then, you know, the album with like Don't You Worry Child and all that. I
yeah,
don't think
yeah,
they've
yeah.
dropped like a proper album.
I was
since
gonna
then.
say,
So I wonder how that would.
yeah. I mean,
Because I wonder what that's going to be like at Coachella. Like, are they going to have
a set and
do a few songs, or are they going to like do his music, like as in do the music live? And
you know, it's sort of like when he performed Starboy with Daft Punk.
Yeah,
Like they were just sort
yeah.
of there doing the
because obviously they were involved with Dawn FM.
and
they have,
you know, they have that
song
Sacrifice
together.
remix as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they would be like who you put on a stadium tour over here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but I wonder if they'll be there anyway as like a bonus.
Yeah, maybe. I really don't know. It's hard to like throw out names. You know what I mean? Because as many collaborations as The Weeknd has,
Yeah.
I don't know. Most of them are like a similar level to him normally. You know, he collabs with like an Ariana Grande these days. I mean, like he's with Ariana Grande. You're not gonna put her as his like sub headliner.
No, because
like,
she could headline.
exactly.
So
you know what I mean?
it's
Like
tough.
it's that tier of art, like a Kanye. That's who he's collaborating.
Yeah.
It's very rare he's collaborating, except when it's been like Doja Cat or whoever. You know, I don't feel like it's as common. In general now, I feel like we just get less features from him.
Well, yeah. After Hours had none,
Yeah,
and Dawn FM only has like the one,
2. It's got
2 songs.
Wayne and Tyler.
Oh, but that's just the one song, ain't it?
No, they're on 2 different ones because it's I Heard You're Married and
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Here We Go Again.
Here we go again. Yeah, with Tyler.
Yeah.
But even then, that is quite sparse.
I mean, maybe I could see him bringing Tyler. Tyler's got a draw.
Yeah. I think
You
that
know
could
what I
work.
mean?
Yeah, Tyler.
Because he wouldn't, as big as Tyler is, he wouldn't headline
No,
a
no way.
fucking stadium. But
over
he
here.
would definitely have a draw to bring people like,
Yeah,
oh.
because he's doing a few festivals over here.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
headliner, so
But
Maybe.
maybe that goes against it, where like he'll have already been over here.
It depends when the tour is.
I'm guessing it will be around the same time it was supposed to be, where it's sort of September, October, November. Unless there's a gap, I don't know. But I'd imagine it will be same time of year, because it seems to have been that way anyway.
Yeah.
Where the American dates seem to have lined up with where they were supposed to be. I don't know, it's very
tough
hard
to predict.
Yeah.
If Drake doesn't pop out in the UK show, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah, because he did last time and we missed him. We were at the other one.
Yeah, the other day.
Yeah, was it just 2 he did, or was it 3?
I think he did 2, wasn't it? At O2?
Yeah, it must have been.
Back then?
Yeah. Missed opportunities.
And was it what was he doing when he announced the After Hours tour? How many dates did he have at the O2? It was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, it was a lot. Because, yeah. I think I had tickets to like 3 and there were like 2 more. Because he announced them and then he announced a load more, innit?
Yeah, he added dates as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it was already like 3 dates and then he added 2, I think. Maybe 3. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just... It'll be interesting to see who he picks for over here as like the sub headline. I mean, maybe it'll just be Doja again. Maybe it will be.
Yeah, maybe.
He brings her over.
It's just in the past he has switched it up.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And I feel like normally artists do. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, definitely. Either way, I'll be there.
But who, if you had to pick 3 people, say, that would be his co-headliner.
Co-headline. This is fucking hard. I'll say I'll throw Tyler in there. I could see him doing it. I think he's at a good level where he'd be a draw, but not like overshadow.
Yeah.
I don't know. You throw out one. I think it's someone.
Weeknd. I think who he's been collaborating with like recently. Because I doubt he'd have anyone UK. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he'd bring anyone UK.
Because I don't think that's a draw in the same way, innit?
Nah.
And like also here we really don't have that many artists that could do stadiums.
Not that aren't pop.
Yeah, so, it's not going to be Weeknd and Ed Sheeran, is it?
Yeah.
He was supposed to do a tour with Nicki and didn't, so I could see Future.
Nicki or Future, yeah.
Yeah, or but yeah, just who he's... Oh yeah, of course, he's collaborated with Nicki as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, obviously he's done more collaborations with Future, but yeah, no.
Future would be a good one.
That's what I'm saying. I could see Future doing it. Like,
that'd be a good one.
It's a similar vibe, but not the same.
Yeah, and he's perfect for he would go like hard for a warm-up act.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, you want a draw. Like, people will be like, "Oh shit!" Like Weeknd and Future. Like,
yeah. Fug.
Yeah, have they worked together? Yes, they have that remix of Reminder.
Yeah, with ASAP.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd take Fug. I wouldn't be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I think him, Future, maybe, like I said, Nicki, Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah, I think someone in that where it's sort of they're not a pop star in the same way. They're sort of more in the rap pop lane. I think that would be a good person to get.
What about Meg?
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I've never heard them even in the same sentence, but yeah,
I'm just
absolutely. Yeah, where he's got Doja.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think Meg's quite as
pop.
Yeah, or just as big as, Doja is like an international, at this point, like she has so many like pop songs that like everyone knows. Whereas I feel like Meg doesn't have as many. She has a couple. Like, don't get me wrong, like that Savage song, like everyone knows that.
Yeah. But like Doja, like most of her music charts towards like the top end.
I was gonna say like Doja is a known artist.
What about Nav?
You know,
what happened to the XO label? It fell off.
I don't know. Like the only one, yeah, because Black Atlas disappeared.
Obviously,
he hasn't released since
Why
he put out that.
Dream Away?
Yeah, that was quarantine, right? That was like 2020.
Yes.
So he's kind of been. I suppose it's only 2 years.
And then obviously 88 Glam. I don't know.
I mean, they left, didn't they?
Yeah, but aren't they still technically together?
Yeah, they're together, but they're not on EXO
EXO.
anymore. I don't think. Obviously, I mean, Nav did blow up at the end of the day, I suppose.
Yeah, but then like his last few albums have been like
yeah, I don't
trash
know.
and hated on.
Yeah.
So.
But then Drake did him a solid and like signed Smiley to like take the heat off of
Fuck
Nav.
me. How that guy got a contract?
Bruv, fam, the way Drake carried him on that feature is insane.
But when
like,
you look at like OVO has like a very strong label.
Like an amazing lineup.
Yeah, and then it's just the drop in quality is harsh.
Yeah, because you have like Party Next Door, like all-time
Top
great
tier.
writer, artists. Majid Jordan like gave Drake one of his biggest hits ever. Division are like an R&B darling. Obviously Roy Woods, he kind of petered off a bit, but
he started
when
well.
he was like no one.
But then Smiley,
And then obviously they signed Popcorn. Popcorn's like an all-time like great artist.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety there. But then I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened. It's just like, huh? It feels like a joke.
They hear my flow.
You know, like when I don't know, it feels like a parody. Like I don't know, like if someone did like an Avengers lineup, and then there's just like in Suicide Squad, where it's like the Suicide Squad, and then it's Milton, and just some bloke. Where you're like, wait. That's what it feels like. Where it's like you've got this hard hitting team, and then you got Smiley. Like what?
Yeah, but Drake gave him like a solid fucking hook.
Bruh, like,
yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Neither do I. Smiley, he must have some dirt on Drake because this guy's so wacky. He turned off his comments for that freestyle he dropped.
Yeah,
because he knows he's gonna get grilled.
I don't know. Whilst we're on the topic of like labels, who do you think has like the strongest sub label? So like like how you have Dreamville for Cole, TDE, which is Kendrick,
OVO,
XO. Obviously, Ye did have good.
I mean, we'll still count good. Good in theory should be, but I don't know.
I think good when it was in its prime had like a quite hard lineup.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it's been hard for a lot of those artists to reach their like
potential.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Tarana Taylor, I mean, she's retired now, but whilst she was never really like she was a bit too like poppy R&B for me, sort of like that Kalani, that sound. She should have had like a Kalani level career, I feel like, and just didn't.
Yeah. Big
Sean, I feel like, I mean, I'm not a Big Sean fan anyway, but I'm surprised he doesn't have as many like hit albums. Like, there's not that many Big Sean albums anyone can go like, oh yeah, like unless you are a Big Sean fan.
The thing with Big Sean is because, like, I don't hate Big Sean. I think he's decent for what he is. Obviously, I think I Decided was a good project.
Which one's I Decided?
Is that the one with like the bluey purpley background?
Oh, what? Where he's? I think I know
that
which
with
one. I was gonna say that's the one with the hits, right?
Let me G-check myself.
Big Sean fan.
Yeah, I Decided is that one with Bounce Back, No Favors.
But when was that?
That was, I think that was 2017. Yeah, 2017.
I mean, like, I just feel like I didn't mind that recent album he had that had Post Malone on it. I
don't know, with Big Sean, it's like I feel like I don't think he's held back by being on good. I just think that's his level. Like, I don't think he's amazing. I think he's like decent. He's got a few decent songs.
Yeah, he's one of those ones like he'll have like the singles will be good, but I'm not going to listen to.
And some of his best verses are on like Ye songs.
Yeah,
like good music songs. So like Click and
Yeah.
Mercy.
Mercy.
So like I don't know. With Big Sean, I'm a bit like
Yeah.
it's kind of a bit of him. I get what you're saying about Tiana Taylor. Obviously, then you got like Design, but again, was he ever?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though, like he kind of, like I don't know.
He's more like two hits.
Two hits, rather, and even then, like for all intents and purposes, that's a one-hit wonder. Like if you had two good songs, in the space of like 3 months, you're a one-hit wonder.
And it's like he left good, and what's he done since?
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, he was always just like the guy that sounds like Future. It was never like all designer.
Yeah, I think everyone in there when they first heard Panda was like, "Oh fucking hell, Future's going in."
Literally, I remember that. Although I'll never forgive those people that were like, "Designer's better than Future." I remember you existing and
frauds.
questionable takes at best.
But yeah, like good in their prime when you had like Good Fridays. It was like Cudi, Push, Big Sean.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were quite strong.
But today, I might give it to Dreamville, you know. Today.
Really?
In today's, like, climate, I don't know who I would put over. Like,
they're kind of repping the most because, like, obviously they actually make projects together.
I was going to say, to me, that's the big, like, we've never had, like, an OVO tape.
No.
Like, I don't know. I mean, for me, the problem with Dreamville is like, I haven't enjoyed, oh God, they're going to fucking jump me for this. I haven't enjoyed J. Cole's last 3 projects.
Oh, that's harsh.
And so,
last 3, so what's that? KOD,
the
Off Season.
Isn't there a mixtape in the middle? If not, then 2.
It's Off Season was the last one.
Yeah, Off Season I didn't really enjoy.
And
I thought there was like a mixtape in between. I could be bugging.
Revenge of the Dreamers, if you count that, because apart from that, it's KOD, and it goes straight to Off Season.
Okay, his last 2 full albums he's put out.
So you don't like the Off Season?
I think it's kind of mid.
See,
and for J. Cole, like that upsets me more.
I thought that when it dropped, but for me, it's grown on me a lot. I think it's quite.
See, me, I had the opposite. I enjoyed it when it dropped. I like listened. I like pulled it. For me, I think the big problem is I don't know why J. Cole keeps doing all his hooks. He can't sing as good as like a Drake. Like Drake isn't a masterful singer, but he can get in that catchy.
But then I raise you Forest Hills Drive. Because a lot of that is just him. I mean, there's no feature.
Yeah, I mean, but he's not singing in the. I don't know what it is. He's like,
and there's quite a few catchy like hooks on there, like
yeah, definitely.
No Role Models, Wet Dreams.
But he's still like rapping. You know what I mean? He's not trying to like sing. He's like rap. He's melodically rapping.
Yeah, but it's not singing.
Whereas on that, especially as like Dreamville, he has like a bunch of great like singers on his label. Like just get Ari Lennox in there, have her do the hook and move on. Like,
well, the other thing with J. Cole is like there's always that like meme, like no features, double platinum, no features. But the thing is, you know, that year, was it 2018, where he was like on every song?
Yeah.
And he was just, every verse was like going in.
When it like, felt like he had something to prove.
Yeah, he ran that year with features. He just had so many good songs. And then there are features on the Off Season.
But they're just so like fine. You know, the Baby one's good.
I like the one with Lil Baby. Pride is Devil. That's one of Lil Baby's best verses, in my opinion.
Certainly is a great. But even on that, it's like Pride is the Devil. You know, I just don't get what Cole was going for on a lot of the hooks, and they kind of drag the. I don't know what it is. But something about, I mean, it's better than KOD. I'll give it that. KOD I like flat up, like don't like. Right. Whereas this is just kind of mid for me, where I'm like, but the thing is, it's Cole. Like I hold him to that standard of like, he's one of the best, like rappers out for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that top. It's him, Drake, Kendrick. You know what I mean? It's always those are the 3.
Yeah.
And it feels like, I don't know what happened with Cole. Because remember that year what you're talking about, where it was like everyone sort of, not everyone, but there was like an anti-Cole movement because we had the Lil Pumps and the, you know, that SoundCloud rapper out.
Yeah.
And they were all kind of like, fuck the lyrical shit, like this is what we do. And J. Cole kind of became the face of like lyrical rap.
Yeah.
I feel like that like switched something in him.
Well, Off Season is definitely, he's trying to be a lot more lyrical than he has been on.
Yeah.
Well then,
where it feels like he's like, I've got something to prove, and it's like, but
Yeah.
you're J. Cole. Like, I don't give a shit who says like fuck J. Cole. J. Cole. Like at the end of the day, he has like a discography.
no, he's got 2 goated rap like hip hop albums for me.
Like, come on, and Forest Hills Drive is like an all-time like classic album, like just album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like the basic entry level hip hop. Everyone
literally, if someone says like, "Oh, I want to get into hip hop, but I don't know what to listen to," one of the first projects I'd always recommend them is like Forest Hills Drive.
Yeah,
like
it's like that. Good Kid, Mad City. Nothing was the same. Like,
yeah,
modern hip hop. It's like up there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like for me, For Your Eyes Only is like
a great, like
Cole
a
at
great
his best.
follow-up.
It's like the storytelling.
Yeah,
amazing,
exactly.
Lyrically, it's still got a few catchy songs on there.
Yeah, definitely.
See, I get. As time's gone, I get what you're saying about KOD.
Like, I don't, the thing with KOD is it feels like it should have something to say and it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, when you listen to the song KOD, you're like, okay, here, you know, he said it's about kill our demons, kill our, you know, he gave like those 3 different definitions
Kids
of
on
KOD.
drugs.
Yeah. And you listen to that song and you're like, all right, this is going to be like, you know, like when you listen to For Your Eyes Only on that album, it's like, here's the album.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, it brings it all together for you, where you're like, okay, this is, that's what a title track should be, right? Where even a non-hip hop thing, like After Hours, when you listen to After Hours, that is the vibe of that album. You get like, okay, this is what this is about overall.
But, you know,
with
like,
KOD, I'm like, it's just, it blends in.
Yeah, but I don't like, I get, that's a good point.
I don't think it's the worst album ever or anything. Like I'm only so critical because Cole is so good.
Well, I think and it's the follow up to For Your Eyes Only, which is
and like a run, like
Forest
Hills Drive, For Your Eyes Only,
and I'd put Born Sinner. It's not the
Born
same
Sinner
level, but it's a good warm up.
Yeah, definitely,
it's a good warm up to them too.
It's sort of, it did what it needed to do. It's sort of like you know, a bit like we were talking with Drake's albums, where it's like he hadn't fully
realized.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, KOD for me was just fine. Like, it's not like a standout.
For J. Cole, it's subpar. For most like not as good rappers, it's like a good album from them. But for me, it's like it just, yeah, I don't know. It didn't click. And then Off Season, I don't like the kind not Cole's gone in musically. It's just not really like, that's not why I listen to J. Cole.
It does feel like a mixtape.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like an album, which I think, isn't that what he said in a couple of interviews? Isn't this meant to be like the the fall off, the prelude to the fall off?
I was going to say the fall off's like the
I don't get why he's like because he's been saying this since KOD. Like, there's going to be the mixtape, then there's going to be the album, like. And then there was like a 3-year wait.
Yeah, literally. And like now, who knows how long the wait will be? Like, I just don't know. I don't know what's going on.
The thing with J. Cole, which I think is very obvious in a lot of his interviews and the way he speaks, he's very insecure about his own rapping ability. Definitely. Because he even in that song, what's the song where he's basically saying,
where he goes, "I'll take third place."
Yeah, they put the phone on the bronze on me or something. He clearly thinks he's not as good as like Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah, definitely.
Which, in my opinion, on his day, he could be.
I mean, yeah, Forest Hills Drive, certainly, if we're taking like best projects from each artist.
Because say he didn't drop, because like, alright, For Your Eyes Only was 2016, Damn was 2017. Say him and Kendrick didn't drop. Well, Kendrick hasn't dropped.
Yeah.
But Cole still hadn't dropped. He just did that year with the features. Would people still be like as off with Cole as they are now, do you think?
I don't know. I feel because musically he changed. I think that's the thing. Like I don't know how to describe it, but just if you listen to For Your Eyes Only and then you listen to Off Season, like it's a different type of rap he's doing now. And I can't even say it's like he's chasing a sound, because like, no, he's not. Like, he's just changed. I really don't know what it is.
Well, he took like a massive shift in tone between Forest Hills and For Your Eyes.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it was like he came out of it and was like, oh, I'm back on my shit. Like,
definitely.
And then like KOD was a bit experimental with what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
But like what I'm trying to say is, say he didn't drop after For Your Eyes Only, and the last project we got from him was For Your Eyes. Last project
but he still had that mad run of features.
Yeah, and the last thing we got from Kendrick was Damn. Okay, count the Black Panther soundtrack as well.
Yeah.
Would people still... Would the debate be closer than it is now?
It might be.
Because I think it probably would be.
Yeah, because, Cole... He's kind of caught between... Because obviously, when you look at like that triangle of like him, Drake, Kendrick, Drake's like at one end where he's like the poppy mainstream guy that can also rap, whereas Kendrick's up until Damn and that, he was the opposite, where it's like this is the experimental guy that can like really rap, but he occasionally will drop like All the Stars. You know what I mean? He can get in the pop bag, but he will still be rapping. It's not like Kendrick is suddenly like singing on a hook or something. And then Cole kind of fell perfectly in the middle, where it's like he's a bit experimental, he's a bit like introspective, a bit like the other two can be, but in a different way. Like he's a bit more like Kendrick, where he's kind of doing like social issues, whereas obviously Drake like never really touches that, or if he does, it's like in a fleeting line and you move on. Whereas I feel like he kind of drifted more towards the Drake end of things, where he was like
Cole.
Yeah, as time's gone on, I feel like with For Your Eyes he was really approaching like To Pimp a Butterfly, that and then he like KOD was kind of mainstream sounding, but also weird, experimental. And then he's come right back out of that with Off Season, where it's like he's over in Drake's corner now.
Yeah. Well,
which is, I think, what's suffered a bit with him, where he doesn't have as definitive here's what he is.
But again, going back to the point about him being insecure about his ability, when For Your Eyes Only dropped, everyone criticised it for being too deep and too personal.
Boring. Cole's boring.
And like, why has he got 2 songs talking about, his child, blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
Oh, it's too deep.
Why is he folding clothes for it?
Yeah, like, no, but everyone hated
drinking
it when
almond milk.
Yeah. They're like, it's too deep, it's too in himself.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that played a part on him being like, okay,
definitely.
I need to...
I think he did a really personal project with that.
Yeah.
Because, obviously I don't know how true the story is, but if it is like, his mate did die and he's doing this, like if that is not just like, I have this cool story, and like, if that's actually what happened, and then to some degree it got rejected. You know what I mean? Like, definitely. Among his core, it still went double platinum. No features.
Yeah. But let's be real.
But
like the
consensus was like, well, it was a miss. It was boring.
It was too, as I said, the argument was it was too deep. It was too too personal for what fans expected of Cole.
Yeah, especially after Forest Hills Drive, which was a mainstream success. And the wait had been quite long, because that album comes out in 2016, you said?
For Your Eyes Only,
Yeah, so it was a 2-year, which like, at the time, I feel like everyone was being pressured to like drop, because streaming was just taking over, and Drake was really riding that way. He was dropping like every 6 months. It was like, if you're in this, what a time, views, more life. You know what I mean? It was very like boom, 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 and it feels like Cole took his time, did an album, and where the critical reception was a bit mixed at best. I wonder if that's sort of...
I think it would have, because I remember at the time there was that video of him saying, after For Your Eyes, I'm not going to tour. I'm not going to be touring for a while, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I remember that.
He seemed to be like really within himself. And then he comes out like a year and a bit later, he's on every song.
Yeah.
He's back he's back open again, and then we get KOD, so... Oh no, it's after KOD, the feature run, isn't it?
Yeah. 2018, he comes back with KOD and then does the feature run.
Because even though KOD is obviously it's nowhere near the quality of For Your Eyes.
Mm.
It's still, from what he talks about the album, in his head it sounds like he thought it was another deep album. He was trying to do something with it. I know it didn't come off, but so I wonder if it was the back to back. Even though For Your Eyes is like great, the reception was bad, and then KOD the reception was even worse. So it's like, okay, now I need to go on this feature run, and then off season, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to rapping.
Yeah,
so,
and like I said, there was that big like anti J Cole push where it's like Cole's boring. We're just listening, like, which was always done because like. These people were making microwave music, man. That shit wasn't gonna last like more than a year. Let's be real. Who's still around from that era?
Well, like Lil Pump and that.
Yeah, like nobody. And we all knew that. Like Cole is gonna stand the test of time regardless, even if his next 6 albums are shit.
No, because we got classics from him.
And it already stood that because we already waited 2 years for the next Cole project between his biggest hit with 2014. To For Your Eyes, he'd already stood the test of time. Because at the end, 2 years is a long time musically. Like, everything can change.
Yeah.
And so I never got why he got so into that, like, I've got to show these people. Because at the end, you're never going to win arguing with people making ridiculous arguments.
Of course. But again, I think it seems like it's Cole's...
You said, he's insecure.
It's his way of thinking. Where like now, it seems like he's just resided to be, like, I'll take third. I'll take the top 5. Which is a bad thing for hip-hop because, I want him to be aggressive. Be like, you know what, let me prove it then.
Yeah, of course. And that felt like the energy he was on in that feature run where it was sort of like, let me fucking show you all, like, nah.
Yeah.
Like,
and he ran that year.
Rap with the best of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He killed every feature.
Yeah, like that 21 Savage one is an all-time, like, great song.
Yeah, the one with Thug.
Yeah, London was everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
he had so many.
I was going to say, I can't think of the rest off the top of my head, but yeah, definitely Cole was, like, showing everyone. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what...
Pretty Little Fears.
Oh, of course.
The one with Miguel.
Yeah.
Confidential.
The one with Jid. Not Off the Zoinkies. What is it? I can't think of what it's called. Off These. Suicide Doors of my fan. That's a banger.
Yeah.
Shape Out a Baby.
Yeah. No, he ran that year, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no. But back to the original debate then. So yeah, Dreamville is because they actually make mixtapes together.
They are a label to some degree,
and they just dropped that.
I was gonna say I haven't heard that Gangsta Grills.
No, I actually thought it was an April Fool's joke when I saw it on Twitter.
Oh really?
Because it was like like you get like Rap TV.
Yeah.
It was like. J. Cole just dropped a mixtape featuring. It's got like bare features.
I was gonna say I think it's all of them.
Yeah,
because the cover was. I only saw the cover. It was all I saw. Jid and
Chainz is on it.
and
ASAP Ferg.
But yeah, I mean, Dreamville have a hard because they've got Ari Lennox, which is like the R&B bag, like covered.
Yeah.
Jid is like such a talented rapper. Like
has so much potential.
I feel like Baby Keem's kind of stolen a bit of his hype, but
although I don't know. I that's good.
I prefer Jid personally.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Jid is a more versatile currently, but obviously Baby Keem's only done like one proper big project. So, and Jid's been ghosting for time. Yeah. So,
who else have they got?
Earth Gang.
Yeah.
Is Bars?
Bars is
Yeah, that's what like they have a really strong. I hate that word, but underrated lineup. If I'm being honest, like.
Well, I think it's because the names aren't as big, but the music is more consistent.
Yeah, definitely.
But then TDE
have a great line. I mean, SZA.
Kendrick and SZA.
Yeah, but obviously Kendrick, he hasn't dropped in years, so I can't like give him the same.
Yeah.
Like I've got to wait because at the end there, if you drop and never return,
because it's like. Back to the argument with Cole, is Kendrick hasn't dropped really a real album since 2017 with Damn.
Yeah, of course.
So like, would you take that, or would you take Cole, who's like dropping, okay to good?
Yeah, I
music?
suppose that's things you burn out or fade away. You know what I mean? Like, you go up in a bright flame of glory and drop like one of your commercially your biggest album ever, and then ghost, do a feature every now and again, or do you like diminishing returns like each time?
Yeah, it's tough to compare.
Yeah, it's difficult, but yeah, with TDE, they have a great lineup, but I'm saying today, and SZA hasn't dropped an album in years. Kendrick hasn't dropped an album in years. Isaiah Rashad, okay, he's great. I love Isaiah. His last project I thought was really, really good. Who else is on TD? I'm forgetting a bunch of people. Who's there? Oh, they have Schoolboy Q, don't
Schoolboy
they?
Q, yeah.
He's... I know,
Schoolboy
people
Q's
hated
good.
on Crash Talk. I think that was a good album.
I thought Crash Talk was a good album, yeah.
It wasn't like his best, but...
Absol as well.
I'm not as familiar with him. Don't they have a duo?
What? Kendrick?
TDE. Isn't there a duo on TDE? I could be wrong. Because I thought it was like Earth Gang are on Dreamville, and then there's a duo on TDE.
Well, I don't know if there is a proper one, though.
Maybe not. I could be wrong.
No. I think I would still give it to OVO over Dreamville, to be honest.
Oh yeah, they have that Sakari guy. He's cool.
Sakari,
I need to hear more from him. He pops up every now and again, and I'm like, oh yeah, him. He was on that great song on Damn.
Yeah, love.
Yeah, the thing with TDE is that they have probably the strongest lineup. They're just inconsistent. Where like, I don't know what goes on with them, why they don't drop. When they do drop, it's almost always like a fucking masterpiece.
Same with SZA. Like, why has she not dropped an album? Because it's so long.
Broke her ankle, man.
Shit.
Wow.
No,
yeah, but honestly, the facts, and like, she has so much music. You know, like, she clearly has it. Like, where is it?
Yeah, and like, she has been dropping. She hasn't been completely ghosted.
Yeah, of course.
Like, we have got the single here.
But why is it, and why is it so irregular?
I don't know.
I feel like Summer Walker came about in like SZA's absence, because they both make that similar kind of like, I'm sick of this guy music.
But SZA is so clear.
I was gonna say, for me, like, I like Summer, but like SZA is like an all-time.
Yeah.
Like, Control alone is like a fucking classic.
That's like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And just like the singles she's been dropping, obviously the features.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah. But I think I would still give it to OVO, man. I think
I didn't
stronger.
want to say that because I'll sound biased, but like, yeah, absolutely.
I think it makes sense. Like,
the thing is, it's hard to look at it today because Party is ghosting again.
Yeah, but he did drop 2020. Majid recently dropped.
Majid had a great album.
Division recently dropped, which was great.
And they've changed management, so hopefully they'll be dropping more regularly. Because I think that's the biggest problem with OVO is I don't know what goes on with their like management. Sort of like with TD, where I'm like, these artists are like huge,
and it's always confusing with these like sub labels because how much control? Because I know it's technically a subsidiary, like with like OVO isn't actually their label who puts
yeah,
out
of course,
them.
it's Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
right?
So it's always like confusing how much actually
like
goes into it. How much?
Well, and also like when you're signed to an artist, how much influence does that artist have? Especially with a Drake, where we know he collaborates, takes whatever word you want to use, a lot with his artists, especially Party. Above all else,
it feels like Drake definitely gets the most use out of the artists on OVO.
Definitely.
Like, they write a lot for him, they produce a lot for him, especially Party. Like, fuck me.
Party. Well, and the 1985, the producer on Division, he is a slept-on producer. He's done like almost every great outro of like the past fucking 5-6 years. Like, he did what's it called? What's the one on Astroworld? That outro.
Coffee Bean.
Yeah, he did that outro. He did the outro on... I can't think of him off the top of my head, but recently on... If you follow him on Insta, he does a thing called Music Mondays where he basically is like, here's all the songs I've produced that you don't know about. And like, honestly, this guy, like, he's been going insane. Not just for OVO, but in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, Division are like an amazing duo. Majid, duo. Party is like one of my favorite artists.
And they all have great like catalogs of music.
Like, Roy Wood's first couple of projects are like fucking flawless.
Good, yeah.
It's, yeah. And obviously, as I said, now they have Popcorn on there as well. Like, yeah. I feel like OVO get unfairly overshadowed sometimes, where it feels like people are always like, yeah, but Drake. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, if you compare anyone to the biggest artist in the world, like, yeah.
But I think there's also the argument of, do they get held back by Drake? Not like as in he's physically doing it, but the fact that he takes from them. Like, you know, like, they might have like half a song and he goes, oh, let me like take that. Let me add a verse to that. And then it's like, obviously it wouldn't have been as big if they dropped it, like just having Drake's name on it.
Yeah, of course. All of Party's biggest songs, with the exception of like Break from Toronto, are like Drake features. Yeah, like it's like Lawyer or Rihanna, obviously. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, with some of them, I'm like, is it just they're a bit more niche though? Like Division definitely, I think. They're a bit more niche. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're just a bit more niche.
Because they are like pure R&B. Like, they're like old school R&B, and that just doesn't chart as well today.
Yeah, of course. So it's because pop and R&B have kind of merged into one genre nowadays. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's less clear what is what.
Although their first album is quite a good blend of like modern stuff. I know, like lyrically and
blend. I don't know. To me, that's less accessible in the same way.
But the production.
I think it's their best album. I'm just saying. I feel like it's less. That is more niche R&B.
What, compared to Amuse?
Compared to Amuse, and even that's the first album.
That's what I'm.
A Morning. What's it?
Morning After.
Morning After. I feel like Morning After is a bit more accessible, where it's a bit more trap inspired, a bit more pop inspired in places. You know what I mean? Like September 5th is like dark, moody R&B.
But then that is
7 minutes
that's
long.
more modern hip hop, not hip hop, R&B.
Yeah.
Whereas like it's, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. It's more niche. I think that's their less accessible album. I think it's probably their best album.
I think so.
It's either that or Morning After. But I think all of their albums are great. I even think their mixtape they did with Ty Dolla $ign is like really, really good. They're just like really talented. You know what I mean? He can like sing.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one with Division. I'm interested because now they're with Lovin or LVRN, who like.
So are they technically not on OVO?
They're still on OVO. It's just their management is LVRN.
Interesting.
And that they like.
Interesting.
Have made hits out of like all of their artists. Like, let's be like Black and Summer Walker are like huge.
I wonder if it'll impact their sound at all.
Listening to the snippets, I wonder if LVRN sort of came in and were like, look, drop the more mainstream stuff. Let's focus on this R&B thing, and we'll push you like as R&B.
Or it's like Black is like a perfect hybrid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where he I don't know, he's very unique. Where, you know, he's got songs where he's just pure rapping. He's got more catchy songs.
Yeah, you know,
there's elements of R&B.
He's definitely like that new era, like the trap soul sound. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, which kind of brings me on to a topic I want to talk about, which is artists I think are like due to drop an album.
Yeah.
And I think Black is absolutely like...
He's past you. He's been past you for at least 2
I was
years.
going to say, like... you know, whatever he's up to, I hope he's good mentally, you know what I mean? Yeah. But, like, he, like... time's ticking, man. Like I'm ready because his first 2 projects are like both like flawless.
Yeah, no, he's 2 for 2. Even the 6-piece EP that he dropped, I think was good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like those 2 songs he dropped over December. And like for that trap soul sound, like these days, he's clear, man. I'll be on. Like, I like Bryson, but like, Black is like,
Free Black is, I don't know. That's a top tier project.
To me, that's the closest. Because you hear a lot of music and you're like, this is very trilogy inspired.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's done it and it not feel like distracting.
Yeah.
Where you're sat there like, bruv, this is fucking like trilogy. Like, I've heard this.
No,
even if I like certain artists, you'll hear it and you'll be like, bruv.
And the thing I like about Black is he immediately shifted, but in a way that was like still true to him.
Absolutely.
As in, like, the second album, the quality is just as high, but there's a clear difference. It's not as dark and moody. It
just feels like he like is in a different place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he had his daughter, he's blown up. Yeah, he cut his hair. Yeah. It just feels like he was in a different but I mean, since Black dropped, here's how long it's been since Black dropped his album. Summer Walker has like come about.
Yeah.
Like the last time we saw Black live, she was his support and she didn't even have that Last Days of Summer mixtape out. Like, Girls Need Love was out, but Drake hadn't even remixed it yet. Like, that's how long Black's been like gone.
But it's like you say, like, music now changes so quickly.
Yeah.
If you think it's, because what was East Atlanta Love Letter? 2018? Or was it 2017? I think it's 2018.
I think it was. Wasn't it
2 years after Free Black?
Yeah, because when Starboy?
That was 2016.
Yeah, and it's 2 years after that. So yeah, 2018, I think.
But when you look at music in 2018 compared to now, like, it's already so different. Like, it's just things are changing all the time. It's just crazy how quickly stuff evolves.
Yeah, let me I don't as we're the 2 resident Black stans. I don't want to be called out on saying the wrong year that East Atlanta came.
It might be
2018.
It's 2018.
No. I was gonna say I thought because I remember Free Black dropped and then like Weeknd brought him out, or he came out. Weeknd came out at his performance and everyone was like, "Oh shit, who is this guy?" Because I'd kind of heard of. Black was one of those, YouTube was going ham in 2016 where they were just recommending me loads of great artists. Like, it was like him, her, as in Black, not H-I-M, not fuck that guy. As in, it was like Black, her, a bunch of like artists that were like great. YouTube just would like, hey, listen to this person. I was like, cool. And I remember I'd heard like Problems and X Calling and that was it. And then like Weeknd came out at his show and I was like, oh, let me fucking listen to the rest of his stuff. And like, then obviously we went and saw him live, and then he cut his hair and came out with East Atlanta Love Letter. And honestly, Black's feature run, like, he has yet to miss on a feature.
Yeah,
I'll be on like it's in like he's on Rema, that guy. He's on his album, and he's like such a good song. I was like, really? Oh fuck! Like every time Black pops up, I'm like, where is the album? Because this guy keeps fucking like killing it.
Even like his song with little TJ, Call Him My Phone.
Yeah, Call Him My Phone.
His verse on that is amazing.
Yeah, like I don't know, Black's one of them artists. I'm like, I want that like third album. Like I want to hear from him because like he just.
I wonder what it will be though, because obviously the first 2 albums they are different. They're different
of course.
So I wonder what it will.
Well, and the fact he hasn't like dropped it makes me hope he's like
taking his time.
Yeah, and he's like finding a sound. Like here's what I want this album to sound like. Like, you know, he's an artist I don't need like every year. Like but it's been like 4 years now. Enough, like 4 years is more than enough time to drop him. Personally, I think
so. Yeah.
Especially when you only have 2 albums. Like it's not like Black's dropped like 6, 7, 8 albums.
No, and the time gap between them. Obviously 2 years between the first 2, and then it's been 4 years. I know we got an EP, but that's like if we
EPs will always feel like here's something like to keep you.
Yeah, that's like if we got Melancholy after Starboy and hadn't had anything since.
Yeah, like we hadn't even seen honestly.
It's crazy how long it's been.
I do find it interesting, like, that he never signed to EXO. Because they did talk, in interviews he's talked about, like, they did offer him to join.
But I'm glad he didn't.
Same.
EXO was like, I feel like The Weeknd was just like, you know what, let's try do what other artists are doing. Let's make our own label.
Yeah, definitely.
And like, you know, for like a year or two, he was committed to it. But he never really gave them spotlight. Like,
yeah, Nav almost succeeded. Like, I feel like people don't even know he's associated with The Weeknd.
Yeah. I mean, I know he gave. I mean, really, he only gave Nav and Belly features, right?
Yeah, and even then with Nav, it's 2 features. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Belly, obviously,
good.
I mean, Belly, I sort of don't, because like clearly they are. I don't know if they're friends or not in real life, but clearly they collaborate a lot. And like Belly has a lot of credits on. I think he's even on like Blinding Lights. You know what I mean? Like Belly is deeply involved with The Weeknd on many levels.
Because I know for Beauty he wrote a lot.
Yeah, as I said, I'm sure I'll need to look it up, but I'm sure Belly, like, one of the hits where you're like, oh shit. If you look in the credits, Belly is like
credited.
Yeah. And honestly, his last album is really good. I don't know if you've
I still haven't heard the whole thing.
So like, honestly, I think like because I get it, like he didn't drop for ages, and I listened to those interviews and that where he talked about like I was just going through a lot mentally, man. Like,
I don't know.
I'm glad he's in a better place, and I think that project was like really strong. I think he's quite underrated. I'm using that word again.
With Belly, it's I don't know. I'm very like hit or miss with Belly. Whereas like when he dropped Mumble Rap, I thought that was like a great project.
So good.
Like that deserved a lot of recognition. Just as far as like, you know, just rap goes. Like Belly can rap. He's a good rapper. Yeah,
absolutely.
For me, it's just after that. What was it? Was it Immigrant?
Yeah, Immigrant felt like a mixed bag.
For me, it was like a step back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
where he was
Blinding Lights. Yeah, he's got credits on that. I was gonna say I knew. Oh shit, he has credits on Save Your Tears as well. Yeah, like all his top. If you go on lyrics, all of them are like Weeknd songs. Yeah,
but it's just I don't know. It was like a step back where he was back in that bag where he's trying to do hits, but he doesn't have like the power. He doesn't have like do you know what I mean? He's one of the artists where he can write a hit for someone else, but sometimes it just don't come off for him.
Yeah,
like when he did Mumble Rap.
Because I mean, he is a rapper. Yeah, like he is not a melodic rapper, right? Exactly. Like he just raps.
Which is why like I thought I haven't heard his newest album, but like Mumble Rap for me was just so much better than all his other projects.
To me, Mumble Rap and See You Next Wednesday are like equal. Not quite. I'd say See You Next Wednesday isn't quite as good, but it's very close. To me, it's the same like quality. I definitely prefer Mumble Rap. I think Mumble Rap is like. I mean, literally the only feature on there is PUSHA T, right?
Yes.
And Loki, like he didn't even like need. Like I like Push, but I don't think he's needed on that project.
Well, yeah.
Whereas See You Next Wednesday sort of feels like the opposite, where there's a lot of features. You've got Nav on there. You've got like 3 Weeknd features. You've got Nas. You've got I can't remember who. There's a bunch of people on that album. But yeah, I think it was really good. I think it was kind of underrated.
Well, it's credit to Belly because like I know even like Jay-Z is like a he has praised Belly in the past like for his ability. It's like he's clearly talented. It's just a shame he doesn't get recognition.
Yeah, definitely.
But for me, he's like EXO's version of Party. Not musically, but as in he writes a lot for the artist.
Definitely.
You can tell there's talent there. Obviously, Party has a lot more accessibility.
Yeah, and Party has more range. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Party can make a dancehall song. He can make a rap-ish song. He can make a trappier song. He can make an R&B song. Like,
but in terms of their like the way they think musically, you can see there's a lot of similarities. Just
definitely,
like, they're both great writers.
100%.
Obviously, Party's got the producing side more. But yeah.
Well, and I think Belly has the right. Like Belly writes. Like I know Party like writes, but it feels like Party when he writes a hit, and that's it. Like Party doesn't have like 16 writing credits on an album. You know, whereas Belly, you sort of look at, you're like, he's got a lot of credits on like After Hours or whatever, because you know, he's just writing, even if it's like maybe he in the interview he talked about like, sometimes I literally just like throw a line in. Like I'm not the kind of writer where I come in and I'm like, you'll do this like I'll literally sometimes pop him listen to Abel's shit and be like, what about this line? And like, that's it. And obviously that gets you the credit, but you know what I mean? I sort of feel like he's a more collaborative writer, whereas Party like sits down, writes a hit for like Rihanna or whoever, and moves on. Like it's not like he wrote all of Anti or anything. No, like he wrote like 2 songs and that's it.
And again, like Party probably has a shit ton of demos where they're hits waiting to be made.
100%. Bro, literally,
he just sits on
like the amount of, because Party, I don't know if he must leak it, because the amount of like leaked songs I hear from Party is insane.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of them you listen to and you go, hang on, he's talking about his pussy here. This must have been a demo for I don't know which female artist. We'll say her name's Good Girl Bree. But literally you'll be like, oh, this was clearly like, and like I'll listen to it and I'll be like, bro, this would have been a fucking hit. Like, it's a shame with Party that, like, you know, I think he just like ghosts sometimes, where he's like,
but I think he ghosts from putting out music for himself, but I think he's always doing stuff musically.
You know, I mean, every Drake album since Nothing Was the Same, he has some kind of credit on. You know, even if it's just a producer credit. You know, he's clearly always
involved
there.
But back to the topic. So artists that we want to drop.
Yeah, that are like like not just like, oh, I would like if Weeknd dropped an album. No, I mean people that you're like waiting on, where you're like, where the fuck is the album?
For me, it may not be like super overdue, but I want another Childish Gambino project.
I'd agree, because that last one like wasn't a proper drop.
Well, it felt like he was trying to do like an untitled, unmastered. Like what Kendrick did. For me, like Gambino has, Donald Glover has so much talent.
I mean, Atlanta's just airing, isn't it? The new season,
which I need to catch up.
Yeah,
I need to catch up. But for me, it's just when you look at his catalog, it's just there's such a massive evolution in his sound, and for me, they all contain something for someone, like Camp, Kawhi, obviously Awaken My Love,
because the internet. He's one. I feel like if he didn't go in the direction he went in, which isn't a criticism, you know, he's gone in the TV movie direction. That's clearly his priority. If he didn't do that, he's one of the few artists where I'm like, if I was Drake, I'd be sweating. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, because he can rap, he can sing, he can do the R&B hits, but he is like a name. Like, people know Donald Glover.
Well, especially now, and this is why I say I want an album from him. Because if Childish Gambino dropped an album now, and he was just trying to make, you know, like, say he was back to the because the internet, Kawhi, more that vibe, that lane.
Yeah.
I think it would do like well.
Absolutely.
The numbers would be so high, just because he's been in the TV producing it. Everyone knows who Donald Glover is. He's in Star Wars.
I was gonna say, he's literally been in Star Wars at the end of the day.
Because when he dropped Awaken My Love, is like, it was a weird split, because the Childish Gambino fans were like, this isn't Childish Gambino.
It was experimental, wasn't it? Like, he was doing something.
And it definitely wasn't like anything like any of his other projects musically.
I mean, even Redbone, as big as a hit it was, if you were like, I love that song, what other Childish Gambino should I listen to? Outside of that album, exactly, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, go back. Because like, obviously, like, listen to 3005, but it's a fucking... Like, if I'd said like, oh no, Redbone was actually like an interlude done by another artist, I feel like most people would believe you. You know what I mean? Like, you could say like, you know what I mean? Like, if someone was like, oh man, I love Wednesday Night Interlude off, if you're reading this, like, what should I listen to? You're not going to be like, well, that was actually Drake. Whereas Redbone, like, outside of that album, like, just his discography doesn't sound like that.
No, because he was kind of shifting into like the more singing lane with the album before. But yeah, Awaken My Love, I don't think anyone was prepared for that, especially Gambino fans, because I remember at the time I liked Gambino, but I didn't know all his projects like that.
I was gonna say, I only knew like the hits. I knew 3005 and
Sober, and
Yeah, and what's the other one from around then? Oh, Oakland. I really like Oakland.
Yeah, or like Bonfire, stuff like that. So when
I didn't even know that. Like, honestly, I knew like 3 Gambino songs, and then Redbone came out. And obviously then that blew up because it is singing Get Out, right?
It's in Get Out, yeah.
And I feel like that, like, it was already a hit song, and then being in that, like, took it to that net. Because, you know, you have a hit, and then you have, like, a super, like, mega hit.
And it was, and the credit to him, the fact that Redbone was on the radio, like, in 2016, like, that's a major achievement. Because a song like that is such a throwback sound.
Well, and it just sounds, like, weird. Like, in a good way, like, it sounds great, but, like, it does, he's doing a voice, like...
I remember everyone thought that was vocal effects.
Yeah, I remember, 2016.
But it's actually his voice. So, I don't know. And the fact that, like, for me, Awaken My Love is, like, that's a 10 out of 10 album. But the sound he's doing...
It was really, like, that is a great album.
Perfect. If you...
The Night Me and Your Mama Met, I remember that.
Yeah, it's just the production.
I said I just haven't listened to it in a while.
And he can sing. His voice is the way he like changed his voice to match the sound was perfect.
Baby Boy,
Zombies.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zombies. Yeah, no, there's a lot of good tracks on that. As I said, I need to re-listen to it. It's one of them albums where I'm like, oh yeah, I remember the hits, but like I need to hear the album.
It was so different. It was such like a change. Different in a way of what we were used to in that time. Because obviously it's inspired by like stuff Gambino's listened to when he was younger.
Yeah, like 70s.
Like Bootsy Collins.
Yeah, I was going to say. And obviously we've kind of seen that with Silk Sonic. They've sort of brought that a more mainstream sounding version of that. Which is funny because Redbone was mainstream. But you know what, like...
I get what you mean.
Smoking Out the Window, Leave the Door Open, that's like just an R&B mainstream sound, whereas Redbone I could see someone listen to and being like, what the fuck is this?
Went fully into he made an album inspired by that sound, but it was like a niche version of that sound at the time when it would have originally dropped. It was
he did some of that like 70s heroin.
yeah.
Whatever they were doing back then. Silk Sonic, they were just doing like coke.
I say they were doing the mainstream stuff.
They were like the 70s, whereas he was like nah man, let me tell you about the 70s.
Shoot me up, baby, boom me up.
Stay woke.
But yeah, I want him to drop.
Absolutely, that's a great shout.
I need something 100%.
From him. I hadn't thought of him, but
I don't care what it sounds like. I don't have a major preference, but I just want him to drop something.
And like I said, a proper drop.
A proper album, yeah. None of this weird, let me drop it on a website.
Yeah, none of it has names.
Yeah. Give me a title, give me an idea of what you want to do, and I'm here for it. Like, I don't care.
100%.
I trust him. Like, that's another one that I want to see.
Sorry for the lack of video for the last however long. We did not realise that problem. Hopefully it'll be fixed now. So yeah. Who else?
That would want to drop an album. Who's overdue? Another one for me would be Post Malone. Just because I thought like I know Posty is like one of the most hated people in hip hop.
I don't know if he is these days.
Well, he was.
He certainly was.
And there's always that argument like, he's thing with Posty. He's not hip hop. Like he's not hip hop. He never has been.
I don't consider him a rapper.
No.
You know, I mean, he's sort of in that. I don't even know what to call it. Like
he's literally.
He's closer to like a trap soul sound than a rap sound.
Yeah, I mean,
closer. I'm not saying he is that, but in my eyes, he's more comparable to that than like.
For me, he's a pop artist with like.
Oh yeah, definitely. These days, I mean like Stoney that era when I'm
even
thinking.
Then, it's like he's like hip hop with like he's got inspirations of hip hop. You know, there's a bit of country.
Yeah,
He's not. You know what I mean? I get when he had like the braids and that and the grills. People are like, he's doing too much. But for me, I want an album the quality of like Beer Bongs and Bentleys.
I was gonna say because I think for both of us, Hollywood's Bleeding. It's got good songs, but it was kind of.
And after Beer Bongs was like that was an album full of bangers, like easy,
like literally
easy listening. Pure bangers, fun album.
Honestly, like
good summer tunes. Like, it was great.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Hollywood's Bleeding was a bit of a mixed bag. Like, he tried leaning into like the weird pop punk.
Yeah.
For me, it's just
I don't know quite what the vision was with that.
No. Again, with Posty, I think he's someone who struggles with like his identity in music.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas like he came on the scene trying to be.
But I mean, since his last drop, we've had like Jack Harlow's and that pop up more. Like I don't know. I don't feel like he's that. I don't know.
What, like
an outlier anymore?
No, but the thing with Jack Harlow is,
I mean, he is a rapper.
He's a rapper, and he's pretty much always been a rapper. Whereas like Posty came on the scene, he was very out there. Like, he had the braids.
Yeah, no, obviously there were those comments he made about like, don't go to hip hop for emotion, which I haven't read the full quote in ages. I'm pretty sure I remember being taken out of context.
It was taken
where
out
he
of
was
context.
like, I don't
Mm.
like, me personally. If I listen to hip hop, I'm listening for like the upbeat stuff. I'm not listening to the downbeat stuff. That if I'm in a downbeat mood, I'm gonna listen to Bob Dylan. But
like the thing with hip hop,
I think was the quote.
The thing with hip hop now is such a wide range of the term hip hop. Like, someone like let me think of a good example. Okay, so for example, like 90s hip hop, Biggie, Pac, Nas. Okay, like if you want like lyrical, there's a message
Ice
behind their
Cube.
music. Cube, NWA, or I guess. If you want like a message, like a lyrical message, you know, to think and deep out. There's so many artists you could go for.
Yeah.
But in modern hip hop, where it's like Lil Baby or like Future, I guess Future's more trap. Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, so Lil Baby, for example.
I'd like to see Post and Lil Baby on a song.
I would, yeah.
That's a shout.
But would you personally listen to Lil Baby if you wanted like deep music? Like,
I don't know his discography well enough, but no, he wouldn't be who I pick. Of the like, to me, if I want like a deep, like hip hop song, I'm going to like For Your Eyes Only or something like you know what I mean, the more introspective kind of like that kind of era of Cole or like
Kendrick, like To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we're talking like To Pimp a Butterfly or a couple of tracks on Good Kid or more like
like
but yeah, there are some like the Baby. Who listens to him and goes like, yeah, man, I'm gonna deep out and listen to the Baby, like,
because I think it was unfair to like scapegoat him because of that quote. Because
I mean, even if you want to limit to white rappers like Jack Harlow, I don't think anyone's listening to him for deep introspective rap.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, like, I'm not familiar enough with his discography, but that's not the impression I get.
Yeah, it's like I think sometimes he's unfairly viewed.
I think it was a for the time thing, because now I feel like it's more like common. It's not, but you know what I mean? I think your Jack Harlow's, we've been through the era of like G-Eazy, Machine Gun Kelly, where we've been through that. I just think it's less like, and even then, I don't know how real that was. Like, it's very rare I meet someone and they're like, I don't fuck with Post because of that. I think that might have just been more of a Twitter thing.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I don't know, because Post has a big fan,
but that's
obviously
here.
a lot of them are like white as well. Like, I'm not going to pretend they're not, but
that's here. In the UK, Posty is big.
Yeah,
it was like in America. I know, like obviously America, you get a lot more purists with hip hop.
Yeah, I mean that's literally where it came
exactly,
from, right?
which is fair because
like,
I understand. If you heard that quote, you'd be like, what? Like,
yeah, no, absolutely.
You've got so many great hip hop artists who like.
100%.
Obviously Hove. Like.
Yeah, of course. I mean, 444 was basically a whole album of deeping out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
but it's like now there's such a wide range, especially with modern hip hop artists. Like I put on some hip hop, I want to like, you know, like a vibe, you know, like
yeah.
And not to say it's such a wide genre now.
Yeah, I mean, even look at Drake's rap. Like, you have both. You'll have like Drake will drop like Start From The Bottom, that'll turn you up, but then you'll listen to like a more introspective rapping song from Drake, like most of his closers are quite, or Lose You or something like that, and you're like, oh man, like, yeah, you know what I mean, like any genre, whether it be film, music, book, whatever you're looking at is going to have range at the end of the day. But I do get the argument of I'm not necessarily like, it's the argument some people like to really extrapolate this and totally separate it. Like with horror movies, people are like, there's a certain group of people where they're like, I don't watch horror movies for a good time. You know what I mean? Like I watch it to get scared. That's it. Whereas other people, like, they love the genre, they'll like just watch it and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
You know, any genre is like that, where you have the people that are like only go there for one specific mood, and that's it.
But it comes back to the idea of like the purists, or like the devout fans, where like, for example, someone who consistently watches horror films. Like I watch a horror film because I like the vibes of it.
Yeah, like, I was gonna say,
Like, I've watched so many where it's like, I want to be like creeped out. I want to see like spooky shots. And stuff like that. And
the more into it you get, the more you recognize like different, like the subgenres where you're like, okay, this is a slasher, this is a supernatural, this is like a I don't know, French extremity, whatever you want to extrapolate it.
When you boil it down, is very similar to hip hop.
Yeah, of course.
Like you have the subgenres. Like trap is a subgenre of hip hop.
Yeah, and then you have like introspective rap. And then you have like the more like mainstream pop rap.
Yeah, or lyrically stuff. Like for example, like Travis Scott, like Astroworld. Like that's a very, or not even just Astroworld. His whole like catalog is like a blend of like
of course,
trap, hip hop.
Well, I mean, even look at like Party Bryson Black. Trap soul is like already a blend of like hip hop and R&B into this like middle genre where it's like not quite even, it's not quite melodic enough to be R&B, but it's nowhere near like lyrical rappy enough to be hip
hop.
Like literally we live in a like society where it's so like genre in anything, I feel like it's so broken down,
and it's thrown out. It's just thrown out as a term. It's like if you ask me, you say, like, do you like hip hop? First thing that comes to my mind would be like Jay-Z, Kendrick, Cole, Biggie.
Yeah, of course.
Like I said, Nas. But then it's like now, modern. Who is like a modern hip hop artist? Like that, in the same way. Who is active?
The versatility.
Not even just the versatility, just like in the same lane as that, where it's just they're purely focused on lyricism. You know, it's not so much about the production that carries the music; it's about the lyrics. I guess someone like Push.
Yeah, of course, but Push is an old art. You know, what I mean, he's not a modern art. He's not. True, yeah. If you say modern, I think of an artist that's only existed in like the last 5 years.
Okay, so like a modern artist like that then.
Before she went so pop, I would say Meg was in that lane. She was very much a lyrical rapper until obviously now she's like a pop rap art. You know, she's more comparable to like a modern Drake. Baby Keem, I guess, would be my lyrical like.
I guess, yeah. But
they're not as versatile as like a Drake. This is the thing. Whenever anyone's on about like who's gonna succeed Drake, Cole, Kendrick, I don't know if anyone will. Because those artists do everything, especially Drake.
Which I think is why hip hop is blurred. Like the line is blurred. Because even Cole, it's like, I don't know, he's not like a true hip hop artist.
Yeah.
He blurs the line as well in certain scenarios. Not, I guess like Kendrick would be like the strongest.
But even then, like All the Stars. Most of the Black Panther soundtrack. Yeah. I mean, a lot of Damn is like Love.
Yeah, I know. But even like Park had like music like that.
Of course.
You know.
But I suppose it depends how puristy you're getting.
I guess, yeah. Because then if you talk about like Wu-Tang Clan and stuff. Yeah, but again, that's what I mean. It's such a broad term.
But I mean, that's the beauty of any genre, isn't it?
Same
like
with R&B.
Within that, you can find anything.
Yeah. It's like it's exactly the same with R&B. It's exactly the same with R&B.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even these days, what does pop mean? Like, I don't know what a pop song is anymore till I hear it.
Well, a pop song for me is like basic lyrics, a catchy hook, like a formula.
But like some of the songs that are like huge these days, like a decade ago, you'd have looked at them and like, this is a pop song. But
I think the quality of pop songs have like diminished over time. Like Michael Jackson was considered pop.
Yeah,
I mean he's the king of pop. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
And look how like high a bar.
I don't know. I think we're kind of seeing a resurgence of pop as a genre. I think it kind of died in the 2010s. I think in the past like 3 years or so, we've kind of seen it come back with like Weeknd, Doja. I haven't really listened to all the people gas up that Olivia Rodrigo. You know, I feel like pop as a genre.
But then it's like,
whereas I feel like in the 2010s, it was sort of, well, whatever's charting.
True. Yeah. Because we had that like weird era, whereas like every big artist needed to have like David Guetta producing.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
I mean, even we've talked a lot of shit about God's Plan as a pop song. Like 15 years ago, that would not have been a pop song.
No.
You know what? That's sort of what I mean. Where I feel like in the 2010s, pop like lost all meaning. Where it's just like
whatever's charting.
Yeah, because we saw less like pop artists. Like Katy Perry wasn't as the same. Like, you know what I mean? When 2010s start, like you've got pop artists where it's like Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, whoever you want to point to. Yeah, Taylor Swift. Whereas nowadays, we're only just seeing that resurgence of like pop as a genre, I think.
I mean, like Ariana Grande.
Yeah, of course.
She's a massive pop artist. And like,
but that's why I feel like there's sort of been a resurgence, whereas she was more of an outlier, I think, prior to like recently.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, pop isn't a genre I'm as familiar, but certainly I feel like I'm more aware of it now. Because I mean, even Doja Cat, where she's like this huge artist. She has such a like variety of songs where some songs she's rapping, some songs she's more like R&B-ish, some songs she's just like singing like a pop star.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like in the streaming age, every artist is like that now, where they're sort of
they need to have the charting music.
Yeah.
They need to have what's like
which
popping.
Is you know, it's a Drake influence.
Yeah.
You know, he sort of trailblazed that, like, well, him and I guess Kanye.
Yeah,
to some degree. But even then, Kanye, I feel like it was less like. I feel like it's more comparable to Drake.
Yeah, but Ye never had like. I've never like. He doesn't have as many songs where he's basically going for a pop sound. I think Ye just had such a big fan base.
Yeah,
and he had like a shift of rap, whereas like, more upbeat, poppy rap like that just tried. Whereas Drake has straight up like songs that are pop, like Nice for What, Hotline Bling, God's Plan.
Definitely, I get what you mean.
But yeah, back to Posty. I feel like I said, Beer Bongs and Bentley, like that ran when it dropped. That like ran the whole year. Like Better Now,
100%. They hit Better Now played in the clubs. That's how big it was. Which for that style of song makes no sense.
Psycho.
You probably think that you're better than like you know what I mean. It's a sad song.
Yeah.
If you can get a sad song in a club, you're a hit artist. Like I don't care. Like the only other example I can think of is like Marvin's Room. You know, like name another time where it's like, because even the Weeknd's sad music doesn't play in the clubs. You don't hear like the knowing in the club. You know what I mean? Or even the moment you don't hear like Call Out My Name or Try Me in the club.
Better Now isn't as sad.
Yeah,
like that.
But you know, like a Try Me or a Wasted Times.
Yeah.
You know, the more main or After Hours.
But I mean, I guess Posty is massive, and like, don't get me wrong, I know that's because he appeals to like a white audience.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, Beer Bongs and Bentleys was like a great album.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll give him
when he's at his best, he's making like fun music, easy listening, which also has like a bit of like inspiration from hip hop, bit of R&B in there, a bit of even country, like I said.
That cross pollination.
Yeah. And I want him to come back and drop something.
Yeah, definitely.
Because even that song with Weeknd, I was like, I don't know, like
I thought it was fun,
but
yeah, as I said,
it was a bit too formula for me, like simple hook, blah blah blah.
I would have, for what they're going for, I think it's perfect. I just wish it wasn't what they went for. You know what I mean? Like, it's a great pop song. I didn't want a pop song from Post and Weeknd necessarily. Yeah. For what they went for, it worked 100%. Like, yeah, it's catchy. Said you love me, but I don't care. You know what? Like it's
but
catchy.
It's like when you listen to that, and then you listen to Donda FM, which has a bunch of pop songs, you're like, this is such a higher quality.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But yeah, I don't know, because even Hollywood's Bleeding just had a bit too many subpar songs.
I was gonna say it felt like he was like looking for a hit in that not discography, that track list, where he was like, here's the track list, these are gonna be hits, and I don't think they lasted. Like, even the ones people gassed, like the one with Ozzy Osbourne and Travis, I don't think it stuck around. You know what I mean? The singles before it, like Circles is Everywhere.
Yeah, that was big.
Goodbyes with Young Thug.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't think that album really stuck around in the same way.
No. But I mean, again, it was a positive sign that he still tried 2 songs, which were
course.
pretty big. Like,
yeah, and once again, Circles isn't a charting, like, it's a sad-ish song.
Even Goodbyes, like.
Yeah, obviously.
He knows how to make a hit.
Yeah.
Which is like a massive thing. Like, I don't know. I'm a fan of Post.
Yes,
I'm a fan of Post.
I'm a big Post Malone fan. I just where that last album wasn't as strong. I am like you, where I'm like, I need you to come back and sort of show me why I'm a fan.
Yeah, because he's clearly them like videos of him bugging on tour.
Yeah,
he's clearly, I don't know. Yeah, it could go either way for his next project.
Yeah, so, and where he's so pop now.
Yeah,
you know, does he go in the like hits direction, or does he be like, here's an album? You know, I'm sort of curious. Well, now that the 2 white boys solved hip hop, we did it.
That's it. No more
solution.
No more arguments across the races.
That's it. We proved Post Malone
can exist. He can coexist somewhere.
If Jack Harlow can, if we give Jack Harlow a pass, I'm giving Post Malone a pass. I don't care. Like,
yeah, no.
Post
like
is
I said,
way
he's
more talented.
overhated, man. Post, he seems like such a like calm guy. He's just overhated. Like,
I want to see that footage of him playing beer pong with Drake. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
Where he was like,
him and Drake need to make a song.
How have they not?
Like, it would do that would slap, because I know they would find like a perfect balance between the sounds. It needs to happen. 100%. It's probably ready. It is probably ready. Like,
almost
somewhere.
If I feel like if Post has an album, Drake being a feature is like a given.
It has to be. Come on, lean more back into the hip hop influence rather than like country. Yeah, come on, man.
Do the Justin Timberlake. Oh no, they didn't like my country album. Let me go back to hip hop.
JT was around, man. Him and Timberland. What a duo. But yeah, another one. Travis.
You're ready for a Travis album?
I'm ready for it. Travis
get cancelled. Fuck.
I just want to talk about Travis. It's an easy topic for clickbait.
This is going to be a TikTok clip.
Okay. Last album, Astroworld, what was that? 2018. Was it the tail end of 2017?
2018, I think.
I think it was 18. No, pretty sure it was 18.
This is everyone's favourite bit of the podcast where we just fucking look shit up. 2018.
2018. Yeah. 4 years.
Jack Boys was 2019.
Which I'm not going to count.
Okay.
I'm Travis.
I mean, we didn't include Travis in the where we talk about labels. I think.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
There's a reason though. Like,
who does he have though? Sheck Wes and
Don Toliver.
I
did like that. Good. I was going to say Don Toliver. I think
he's got potential.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I keep using that. I hate that word. I think Don Toliver.
No, he has potential.
Has a lot of potential.
He can keep building. I like quite a bit of his music. Sheck Wes, I don't know what's going on with him. He's playing NBA in Paris, I think. No, he's playing fucking basketball in Paris.
Didn't some spooky shit come out about him? Is he in hiding?
Oh no, that's why he's playing basketball.
He caught that one white boy tune where everyone was like, play Sheck Wes.
But it was a Mo banger.
I mean, it was a banger, but he caught that sound where I'm telling you, every white boy was like, yo.
It was the white boy festival tune. Yeah.
Bro, fuck festival, club, anywhere, in the streets.
But Travis, I know there's a lot of controversy, and I don't know. Either way, let's keep it real. He's gonna come back, and he'll still be massive.
Of course.
Like, I feel like it's already kind of being slowly forgotten. Don't get me wrong. It was a tragedy.
Yeah, and like,
it was.
We'll see like what the investigation like reveals.
Yeah.
And like everyone responsible should be like punished.
Well, yeah.
To some degree.
I wonder I don't know. It was shit planning all around.
Yeah, of course. And like some of those videos are like distressing.
No, absolutely. I remember like, because we've gone to so many festivals and concerts.
Yeah, of course.
And stuff like that has happened. I remember, what was the concert? It was
Park Life where at Dave, where everyone fell over.
Everyone fell over, and like
that was frightening.
It was tough to get up. Like everyone just piled on top of each other. There's been mosh pits where we've like been trampled. Like,
bruv, the Migos one at Park Life was fucking.
Yeah, that was wild.
Where there was that one guy that was just like literally throwing people on the ground
for no reason, just like full on dashing people onto the floor. So
no one wants to go to a festival and feel unsafe at the end of the day.
And like, I get it. If you're moshing, chances are you're gonna get a few bruises, whatever. Like you might even fall on the floor.
Yeah.
But the thing we've experienced is you fall on the floor, someone picks you up.
Yeah, I was gonna say people drop phones, someone picks it up and goes, whose phone is?
People are usually in the UK.
9 times out. I was gonna say, obviously,
it's calm. Everyone's there to
like have a
good time.
You get dickheads, but you get anywhere. You know, you can talk about any environment. You get dickheads.
Whereas like the issue with Astrofest, it was just like there was too many people.
Not enough staff.
It was a shit show.
I was gonna say someone should have communicated better. Like what was, as in not the it's not on the people. I mean the staff.
Yeah.
If the staff saw this happening, they should have communicated like, yo, we need to like stop.
Yeah. And I understand that at the end of the day, it's his festival, so a good portion of the blame has to come on him.
Of course.
But then I want to know, like, obviously Travis doesn't plan these things schematically. He doesn't plan how many staff is needed, etc. So
I mean, unless he did, this is what I'm saying, where we need that investigation to look at every level, like who made this decision, who made this decision, who.
I just can't imagine it coming down to him.
Probably not.
How many staff?
We'll probably find out he wasn't involved at all.
Maybe, but
where in the sense of like the planning, where it's like most of these artists probably just slap their name and go cool. Like Dreamville Fest, I'm sure J. Cole doesn't sit there and approve it, like,
or even Posty. Like,
Post Fest,
like,
OVO Fest.
It's a shame it had to happen at such a big event for such a big artist.
But I suppose it would. That's where it would happen.
And the other controversies with Travis is like he's known for like having massive shows with massive mosh pits
and like violence. Like he does encourage it. He to does. Some degree.
And like, don't
obviously,
get me wrong,
I'm not saying he was like murder each other.
No,
but
of
like
course.
There was a degree of like fuck it.
There's always a degree of like hype. Shoving, pushing in mosh pits. There is, like, you can't deny it.
I mean, literally, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, like that's what you're there for. Like, it's a buzz. But yeah. Just
so you're waiting on. All that being said, you're waiting on his album.
I think he's due an album either way.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens,
and I want to see how he rolls it out, because I know he like put out like a public statement, but I wonder like if the album will be influenced by it. If
we'll get a song, we'll get like Astro Fest interlude where he's like sad
days after Astro,
or it'll be like a number of seconds long. It'll just be like moment of silence. The album will end and there'll be like however many seconds silenced at the end for all the people who lost their lives. Maybe I could see that happening. But
we'll move on from him, just because I think he's a bit too touchy.
Aaron wants to bring the controversy to our small podcast.
We need some
before
views,
we're even anything.
But even
Tory Lanez.
So Tory Lanez, like, that guy's been dropping more since the controversy.
That's how I know he's guilty. This man was like, let me get every album out now.
Did you see he got had to post bail again?
What happened with his fade?
He ain't got no hair.
Bruv, did you see the back? His fade goes to like here.
He's receding from the back, which I don't think was possible.
That's how I know he's guilty. His hair's trying to escape. It's like, I'm not going to jail.
Hair don't lie.
Take what you want. It's going to be blasting in his ears.
Who else? Are you waiting on anyone to drop?
I mean, we kind of talked about it, but obviously SZA. Like, SZA, like, we've gotten enough single. Like, stop playing about. I want, like, an album. Like, a project, a mixtape, something.
Yeah. Feed your fans.
Yeah, like, I get it. She's clearly one of these, like, introverted artists where it's like, I don't really fuck with this shit. But it is like, if you're putting out so many singles, I am curious what... To me, a single builds to something. You don't just throw out... Okay, maybe one single, but when you throw out like 4 singles, it's like, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Are we doing a project or like what?
Yeah.
And each single ends with a tease for the next one.
Yeah. It's like when she dropped Hit Different. And the snippet of that.
Good Days. And then Good Days had the snippet of that song that intro. Bloody shirt.
My t-shirt.
Yeah, like she's one I've been waiting at the end of the day with her.
Yeah, because what was her last project?
Control.
Was Control.
2016, 2017?
2016, I think.
I was gonna say,
which is a while.
Like that's. Oh, and I Hate You obviously was sort of 2017.
But she like got pressured into dropping that.
I was gonna say that was only because it was a TikTok hit. Yeah, she's just an artist. As I said, I'm waiting to see. Like, I get it, introverted. I don't want to drop bare shit, but like, come on, something would be nice, especially where it feels like she's back in the public eye. You know, she's had these hit collabs. She's had these hit singles. I'm ready.
Yeah, no, she's due, definitely due. Overdue, way overdue.
Well overdue.
Yeah.
Not this person isn't overdue, but in fact they're literally hyping that album now. But I'm ready for that Brent Faiyaz album.
Yeah.
He's
it's
because
he's the thing with Brent is he's at the point where I'm ready for the album.
Yeah,
like, all his mixtapes solid. Like, I love them.
100%.
You know, and then but he's at the peak of his come up now. So this album is like take him to the next level. He needs that album to take him to the next level.
I want the singles with the like collabs where they're hitting and you're like, oh yeah, he's got a song
because he's got everything. He's got the mixtapes backs him up. He's got a song with Drake which slaps. So
yeah, literally.
I'm ready for Brent,
he's on a ton of. He's on that Baby Keem album. He's
he's on the what's her name? Thames.
Yes, yeah.
And that song slaps.
I'm just ready for like him to. I saw him say like June, July. I'm ready. A Brent summer album.
Fuck me, that'd be lit.
You see him and Future together?
I haven't know what
they just put a photo of the two of them. And
Brent
like,
seems like he is so versatile. Where he could, yeah.
And I
slap
just
him
mean
on a hook
like,
with Future, give him a verse with Future. Like I trust it.
Bruv.
Toxic guy.
I was gonna say him and Future together. That's like the Avengers of toxicity.
Yeah.
I thought Drake was enough flashing the magnums and collect this, but Future's gonna be fucking whiling on that. I'm ready. I'm ready for him.
Yeah. I'm ready for a Brent album.
Him and Giveon. Give me both my Toxic Kings. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else you're sort of like, I've been waiting
on? Good question. Let me just refer to the old.
Let me consult my playlist.
Let me refer
really
to my
quick.
Spotify for content. I think an obvious one is Frank.
Yeah,
I think that's just obvious all around. Everyone wants a Frank album.
But I mean, he's one of them artists. He'll drop like,
yeah.
He'll literally build up to a drop and then not even drop. He dropped like 3 singles for an album and then like ducked out.
Yeah. It's just how Frank is. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's just one of them artists, isn't it? Where it's sort of like, yeah, here we go. Never mind. I mean,
you know
speaking
what?
of Future, I did see him talking about he's gonna drop an album soon.
Yeah, Future drops so regularly. It's like to me, it's like, oh, Future, we get another album.
Although I would say I'm ready for like another album from him. I'm not overdue one, but I am like, yeah, I think now's around the right time for a Future album.
I think we need an album from Uzi for the summer.
I take an Uzi anything.
Just because like Eternal Take for me was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
kind of just alright.
It felt like we got overloaded with Uzi and like mid Uzi because we had that Future tape that was fine.
And then he like dropped the deluxe of Eternal Take.
Yeah,
love
Love Is
no Uzi versus the World
Uzi
2.
versus World, and like,
And it wasn't really a sequel.
I was gonna say, I don't get why he called it that. Like, it was just a deluxe of.
I don't know, man. Uzi. I'm a big Uzi fan. When he came about, he was making bangers, like
100%.
so many bangers. Then Eternal Take was like he was trying to like rap, just rap. He had like no songs with like a melody and a hook, and it's just Uzi. For me, that's what he was known for. Like he came in like
he's a bit melodic,
catchy songs, good hooks, and then I don't know. Just when you look at his early stuff, like. You Was Right, EXO Tour Life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think with Uzi, he's. I'm not gonna say he's fallen off because he still does numbers, but like for me, musically,
quality wise,
he's fallen off. Because really, his last good album was 2017. Love Is Rage 2.
Yeah, I mean, same. I haven't really... Like, they've all been kind of fine.
Which
like, I've not hated them. I've not listened to them like this fucking garbage, but I don't remember them.
Yeah, because I know, like, he had that thing with the label, which is why Eternal Take took so long to drop. But then, like you said, even the project with Future, I thought was just... it was alright. Like,
yeah, I feel like... Because I remember saying, like... Future and Uzi don't have a great song together, and then like they just dropped like 8 mid songs together, and it was like I never want to hear these two people together again.
That tape has like a few good songs.
Yeah, I like that. I like the 2 singles, Patek and whatever the other one was, with the like yellow covers.
Sanguine Paradise.
I think that was it. I enjoyed both of those. I liked I Don't Want to Break Up. I like that one with the 2 of them. But after that, there was like 2 other songs on there. I was like, I fuck with this, and the rest, I was like, this is fine. This is a mid-Future Uzi song where like, it'll just wash over me. If it played at a party, I would like nod my head to it, and that's it.
It felt like where Uzi couldn't drop music, then he suddenly could. He just like put out as much shit as he could. Whereas like, I don't know, Love Is Rage, The Perfect Love, like Uzi vs. the World, like good albums, fun albums, like tons of bangers on there.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm ready for like another Uzi, because Eternal Take was like 2020.
Was he as late as that?
Yeah,
must have been
2020.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm ready for him to go back to like, I don't know, proper Uzi.
Yeah, I hope because he's kind of taking a break. You know, I haven't heard him featured that much. He hasn't really dropped that many singles. Maybe I've just not been paying attention, but I feel like Uzi's been out here, so I'm ready for him to like do a comeback. I don't know if he was on Carti's project or anything like that.
No, I don't really fuck with Carti.
Yes, now they can jump Aron rather than me for once.
Nah, listen, Carti for me is, I don't know, I can do without him.
I think he's fine. I don't really get the hype. He's not really my sound.
I'm not saying he's trash because I don't want to get cancelled.
Although Aron does think that.
He's not for me.
Yeah. He's not my cup of tea.
Cup of tea. Let's keep it British. Whoa, they're trying to put on Carti to the pod, to the potty.
He'll be our first guest.
But yeah, Uzi, nah, straight up, man. I love Is Rage 2. I like all his projects, to be honest, bar like the last 3.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. Prior to that, I can't think of an Uzi project where I'm like, yeah, it's alright. Because to me, that's like his sound. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Let's look. Love Is Rage 2 obviously hit. Perfect Love Tape, Lil Uzi, Love Is those are all like his sound. Yeah. Like all of his hits, I think of are from one of those. I think I don't agree with. I know you like Love Is Rage 2 the most.
Yeah, I think it's his best project.
But I think it's good. You know what I mean? I think the others are like great, and that's good.
Like I think it's too long for an Uzi project.
Yeah, that's my main issue. Like I like Uzi. I
just think it has the perfect balance.
It's like what?
It's got like the bangers.
56 minutes. Ain't even that long.
I know it's cheating putting EXO Tour Life on there, but like
but
put it on there. So
it was for that album. I'll give him that.
But yeah, 20 minutes. Way Life Goes, Dark Queen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought for me it's the one I like the most. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do like. As I said, I think it is a good album. I just don't think it's like as good as like Uzi versus the World and that.
It's
Because like
it's one of them albums, like it drops and like you remember the time that it dropped. So
of
well.
course.
Well, like 2017.
More Life.
More Life.
Starboy.
Yeah.
That era where we were like, sixth form.
Starboy, Damn. Like
Yeah, damn.
it's just it reminds me of such a specific time. So yeah, I don't know. It's just for me, it's my favorite.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. Anyone else that you think's overdue?
Overdue. I don't know. I don't feel Jid. We talked about earlier. I am ready for like a project from him. Like
Jid. When was the last time he dropped?
2017, 2018. Yeah,
DiCaprio 2.
When was that? 2017, 2018.
I think it's 2018.
Was it as late as 2019?
We got a lot of good music 2018 though.
I was gonna say some great years. Yeah, 2018.
2018.
Yeah, and we haven't
that
really.
Is a while, yeah.
Like he was featured on that Spillage Village thing, but I don't really count that. That's like a collab thing, you know. And like I don't count Revenge of the Dreamers as a Cole tape.
No, of course.
Yeah. He's so talented. I hope he's good mental. Like whatever he's not about, I hope he's good.
Yeah.
And yeah, just music, man. At the end of the day, that's all I want. I'm here for it.
Yeah, it just I don't know. I mean, obviously, COVID clearly had an effect on a lot of artists.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the whole thing of an album drop there's a lot that goes in it. The promo, the tour, and obviously a big
tour
part
is definitely the big one where like
I know a lot of artists make their money off touring.
Yeah, of course.
So I get why they would delay it, but now it feels like we're slowly starting to get albums again with tours. It's like, yeah.
It's that. I'd say that's a decent enough list. I don't really have anyone off the top of my head. Like I'm sure I'll scroll through and be like, fuck, I forgot this person.
No, I think we covered all the main ones who haven't dropped in ages. Obviously, Kendrick is a bait one.
Yeah, but like with I was gonna say, and we have already talked about Kendrick, where it's like
what hasn't been said about Kendrick. It's just he's due. Everyone knows he's due. It's just
Rihanna, obviously.
Yeah. Rihanna, that's a massive one. I don't know what's going on with her because Auntie was 2016.
Yeah, so it's been like 6 years.
I mean, I know she's getting the bag.
Yeah, of course. It'd be nice to hear like
give us something
project.
Give us something,
her. Even if it's like this is my final project. I'll take it. You know what I mean? Because literally all we've heard from her since then is like Wild Thoughts and Believe It
and Loyal. Oh yeah, sorry, Believe It. Yeah, with Pi.
Yeah. Hey.
That's made me believe.
And even then, that was clearly like old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think that was a recent.
No,
yeah.
Definitely like half a demo that he like.
Yeah.
he added to or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, I'll throw Party in there. He's not overdue an album, but I'm ready for new Party music.
I mean, I think you could say like. The thing is, like, it's just COVID is like what time?
Yeah.
Like, Party Mobile is 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that is like an average length
to
wait for like an artist.
I was gonna say, as I said, he's not overdue. Where I'm like, where the fuck is the Party album? But it is like, I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for a Party album.
I've got a good one.
I mean, that's a banging song.
Party Next Door. I think Chance the Rapper needs to drop, and he needs to drop a good album.
I was gonna say he needs a comeback, doesn't he?
After Big Day,
the big day,
Big L, Big Mid. Nah, I don't know, man. Chance, he has like one of the strongest mixtape catalogs, and then he just
I don't know what happened.
Was all ass by Amigos. I don't know. It's just
I don't know. Oh, Ray Shremmerd.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Time for the summer. Give me an Uzi and a Ray Shremmerd album, so it feels like we're back in 2016, 17.
2016, 2017 again.
Yes, I'm all here for Ray Shremmerd.
100%. And they've been tweeting a lot, so
good. Stop fucking about with a solo idea.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but neither of them are good enough to make a solo project. Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, I love them both.
Have a solo song, cool.
Fine.
Have two.
That's fine. That's calm. They're not good enough to hold up a solo project by themselves. They work best as a duo.
I was gonna say they.
Shrem Life 1 and 2, bangers.
Flawless, like classics.
Even Shrem 3. I know it had the Buki thing with like, they tried doing the Outcast thing with like the Love Below and the Speaker Box. But just nowhere near as good. Just make an album together.
Yeah.
Like, stop fucking
because
about.
I mean, even like the hits off of, because the biggest hits were off Sway Lee's part, and even them, they all had Slim Jimmy on there.
Yeah,
like they Guatemala has
Powerglide.
Him on there.
Like,
yeah, obviously.
Come on. It's just, stop fucking about. Stop spreading your like creativity across like trying to do a solo for him.
Yeah.
Come on. 15 tracks.
I saw the vision, but like
it just didn't work.
It didn't work. I said, fine. Sway Lee's interlude.
I think the problem with Ray Shremmerd is like they hear Sway Lee and they're like, oh, this guy would sound like he'd be a good singer.
Sway Lee is on hits. I just don't think his writing is there.
Yes, and he has a decent singing voice, but like it's not. I don't know. It doesn't hold up.
I think in today's day and age, I suppose with an album, it depends what you're going for.
Because, like you said, he has bangers where he's doing the hook and stuff.
Yeah, like Sunflower.
But then that's just Shrem Life 1 and 2.
Yeah,
and even then on that he's rapping as well, and it like works well. Yeah, no, Ray Shremmerd, Shrem 4, in time for the summer.
Reform.
It's transform.
Shrimformers,
yeah. Robots. No, Sway Lee in disguise. Yeah, so Ray Shremmerd.
I'm here for it. They're definitely an overdue, because that was 2017 as well, right?
Yeah. I think it's 2018.
Either way, it's been well long enough.
Yeah, 4 years. I like, come on, they have a lot of hits. Like when we saw them at Wireless, like their set was good because everyone knows Ray Shremmerd's bangers. When they came on about like,
they literally like had a challenge before TikTok was a thing. That's how like big they are. Yeah. Like the mannequin challenge. Like, do you know how hard it was to get a challenge back then, before like Reels and TikTok were a thing? Like.
Everyone fucking did that. I remember at school. It just
I was gonna say at school we did that. It was that and the Harlem Shake.
Yeah,
you did them kind of. They were in a year of each other.
Black Beatles in the city.
Yeah, man.
I'm ready. Summer anthems. Just give me. Come on, let's have a good summer of music.
If we're talking British artists, and I'll take good summer music. J Hus. I'm ready. I know Big Conspiracy was 2020 or 2019, right? So it wasn't ages ago.
No, I'll take a Hus.
But I think like we've been hyped up enough times where it's like, oh, Hus is dropping, and then it don't happen.
Obviously, Dave's dropped since Psychodrama, which was similar time.
Yeah, AJ Tracy dropped.
Skepta's
dropped.
Quite a few.
You know what I mean? Most of the artists in that level have dropped, so I'm ready for Hus.
Yeah, man. And
especially as Big Conspiracy was like so good.
Yeah. No, J Hus, solid, hasn't missed.
I'm ready. I'm ready for a project from him.
So basically, we just want every artist we like to drop an album.
100%.
Yeah, even if they dropped last month.
Yeah. I'm ready for Weeknd's next project.
But yeah, no, I'm satisfied with that. So just before we wrap up, Pusha T. Obviously, we're talking about artists that were overdue to drop. Obviously, he's dropping. Just dropped the new single with Pharrell and Jay-Z.
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't like listen to it. I was like, oh, I need to cue that up.
And he also announced the tour.
I swear.
Yeah, which where is it? No, not yet. Yeah, so the tour's It's Almost Dry, which is also the name of the album.
Okay.
So I'm not sure when the album's dropping, but it's got to be soon.
Yeah. When does the tour start?
Tour starts in May.
Oh yes, so he must like drop this month, in it. Yeah.
And I don't think there is a date for the album. I don't think there's a date for the album, no. But yeah, no, I listened to the track today. I thought it was so far 2 for 2. Like,
I was gonna say Diet Coke was cool.
Yeah.
I need to. What's it called? Like wrist something.
Wrist. Is it neck and wrist?
Neck and wrist, something like that.
Yeah, neck and wrist. But yeah, no, I thought it was great. Like Pharrell's on the hook. He's like a.
Oh, he's actually on it. I assumed he just produced it.
Yeah,
oh shit! No way, that's sick.
Sick. It's got a tiny little like verse, and then obviously Hove. Yeah.
I was gonna say I saw people gassing Hove's verse.
Yeah, I said 2 for 2, so I'm curious as what we're gonna get from this album.
Because isn't it all produced
by Ye?
Or like I thought Neptunes were like involved in a lot.
Didn't
they do the Ye one? I know Ye produced some of it, but I thought it was like both.
Yeah, I don't know how involved they are. They might be.
Maybe they're just executive.
They might be executive. Producing.
I mean, yeah, I'm ready because like where Donda was such like a, Donda 2 was such like a, I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Yeah, I don't really count that. It's just, I don't know. Clear, it's just like a bunch of demos. It's like, would you really?
Yeah, it was clearly just like,
let's sell the stem
players. Yeah. And if you bought one, I'm sorry, you're a fucking victim. Like,
they do seem really cool. Like if you're into music like that.
Yeah, but like,
not for like. Don't get me wrong.
Why?
If you bought it for the album, you're an idiot.
Yeah, but like, even if you like the concept, why rely on someone so notoriously unreliable?
No, yeah, like
I mean, if Jay-Z had announced a stem player, I'd get it. But with Ye,
yeah, it's like, why would you buy it? Because number one, you were never getting the album on the date.
Yeah,
and number two, you now have an album which is like not even an album. It's just a bunch of demos,
and like not even that good. Like, I'll be honest, like I listened to a lot of the demos and was like, I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean the issue is they're not full songs.
Yeah, and so even then, I don't really care for the vibe of it. It feels like everything I didn't like about Donda became like an album. I could even capture like an idea. Honestly, like I don't know what the vibe is, which I mean is part of the problem I had with Donda. I was like, I don't know what the what's the vibe? What are we going for? This is that like on steroids. Where it's just like, huh?
I just don't consider it real until it like drops on.
Like if we do like a Ye ranking like we did Drake, I wouldn't include Donda 2 because it's just like, what is it?
I don't think it's real. He had like an outline of something which isn't like even fully realized.
I think he was just in the studio for Donda. He had so much left over. He was like, let's do an album, and like didn't think of it beyond that.
Yeah, because there's no way he had like. He was gonna make a full album in that time between Donda 1 and 2.
And like he knew it was whack because otherwise it wouldn't have been stem player exclusive. Like I'm so that we all know the reason he only put it on stem player is because like he knew if like I dropped this on Spotify, like okay, cool.
Well, I think he wanted to sell stem players.
I think it's both. I want to sell stem players, but also like. I can't drop this anywhere else because I know like,
maybe,
I'll
but then
get flamed.
The thing with Kanye is like Donda got delayed so many times because he probably knew it wasn't ready. So I think he would have done the same thing with Donda 2. The only thing is where he like promised it was going to be on the stem player and a bunch of people bought it.
Yeah,
there was probably a lawsuit in there. If he didn't drop
probably.
It. So he kind of had to put something on it.
Yeah, so he put one, or he's updated it once.
Yeah.
He put it on there and then he updated it and that's it.
Yeah. But no, Push. I'm ready.
Yeah, definitely.
Give me another Push T album. Like again, Daytona was like 4 years ago. So yeah, I'll be interested to see.
Sweet.
How he changes it.
Same, yeah. As I said, we kind of talked about Push a couple pods ago with that Diet Coke track. So yeah, I'm ready. I'll give it a listen. I'm quite excited. I hope he does come UK. We can. Have a business trip to his concert. Write that up, business expense.
Yeah. Get a stem player as well.
I wonder what kind of venue he'd do. I assume like Brixton Academy.
He wouldn't do like an O2.
I was gonna say I don't think he'd do an O2, but I could see Brixton Academy. That'd be quite sick.
Yeah, UK tour, do it, man.
We're ready.
Because he's doing it in phases, I think. On his Twitter,
well then, yeah.
It was like.
If he was like phase 1, then we're definitely getting.
But it was like phase 1, but it's just
US.
Yeah, US Seattle, San Francisco.
Oh yeah,
LA.
We're getting a UK tour. Let's get
with special guests. I wonder who he'll bring out.
Yeah, he could have anyone.
Let's bring just the clips. Just do go back to the duo. For sure. For real.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we'll cut off then. A bit shorter this week, but we do have to get to the O2, provided it's not blown away again.
Yeah.
I don't know. We might roll up and it's gone. Consistency. We'll be back next week.
Sometime next week.
Yeah, I'm trying to get these so we drop them every Monday. Hopefully, I'll have this all edited, ready for Monday, and then we can record sometime next week and have that for the next. Hopefully, we'll see. We see how it goes. You know, every time we like guarantee something, fate conspires against us. So we'll have to
keep
see.
it ambiguous.
Yeah. In the meantime, obviously, whatever network you're on, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscribe, whatever it is. We're on all streaming networks, except SoundCloud. I'm working on that. Should get that up soon. We're Don't Start brackets a podcast on everything, or TikTok, Instagram. Don't Start a podcast, all one word. We put up like silly clips in the week, highlights and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, show us some love and we'd really appreciate that. And in the meantime, I've been Ben,
Aaron,
and we'll catch you next week.
Peace.